welcome to Kandid Kaya. Today, I am interviewing one of Atlanta's newest faces of R&B and YouTube star, Jori. So stay tuned to hear how she is making her way in the music industry. So Jori, thank you so much for coming on today's episode.
Anytime.
Let's start with letting the viewers know just a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Jori. I'm 26 years old. I was born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm also an aspiring singer and songwriter.
So what inspired you to start singing in the first place?
It all happened many moons ago when I was about 9 years old, and I accidentally found out I could sing. I was outside, I think it was recess maybe, and someone overheard me singing to myself. And they were like, "Hey, girl, you can sing." And I was like, "Okay." And then they started calling like all of our classmates over to hear me sing. And like by the end of the day, everybody was like, "Oh my God, Kenya can sing," which is my first name. And it was just kind of the rest was history, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
So since the age of 9, you thought...
Yeah, my dreams totally changed from that day forward.
What were they before?
I wanted to be a lawyer.
From a lawyer to a singer, real quick.
Just like that.
What type of music are you planning to pursue?
I really love R&B.
Okay.
And if I had to pick my favorite R&B, it would have to be everybody's favorite R&B, and that would be 90s R&B.
Of course.
So, I mean, that was the era I grew up in. So I would love to merge a little of that 90s sound with today's newer sounds, mixed with a little of the old school too, because I do love my old school music.
Any other genres that you're interested in doing?
I have a love for all music. I find myself listening to country music, obscure techno music. Like, if it feels good, I like it.
Right.
I don't really limit myself. I mean, I will say R&B is my heart, but
Right.
I like all music. I would never kind of just limit myself to saying, "Oh, I only want to do this." So, I mean, in the course of me creating my new music that I put out, it may be a song that you hear and you're like, "Okay, I didn't know she did this kind of music," but I mean, it was just something that I personally like.
Right. Okay. So what artists do you aspire to be like, and what's your plan to get there?
An artist I aspire to be like, not necessarily musically wise, but I really like Chance the Rapper, and I like the way he runs his independent situation. Like, he's totally independent, and he runs his music, his campaign like a political campaign. I heard him say in an interview once, and I was like, that really makes sense. Like,
Right.
especially doing it independent wise, all politicians kind of start from a grassroots situation, just like our President Obama did at one time, And that's kind of the perfect way to start an independent movement, because you need those people who are there with you in the beginning to really push you through the streets, because you don't have the privilege that a lot of major artists do of like big marketing team and multi-millions going into it. So you kind of need like that push from people like you and me to really give like the word of mouth and evangelize about you, so to speak.
Okay. So Jori, you mentioned earlier you were a singer-songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
So you think I could get a little taste of one of your favorite original songs?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
I'm going to sing a little snippet of my original song, "Are We There Yet?"
Okay.
Can't you see this is useless? We can keep going, but it's inevitable. I just want to know, are we there yet?
Are we? Jori, tell us a little bit about the obstacles you have had to go through or endure in order to get your name out there in this music industry.
I think the hardest thing and the most difficult thing that I've had to overcome is actually staying on course. When I started, I had a vision who I was, but when you go along in the industry, you will meet people who say, "Okay, I have this vision for you," and you follow that vision, you go down that path, and it doesn't work out. Then that person doesn't necessarily break away from you, but it doesn't work out. You all separate paths.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're back by yourself. You have that vision of yourself again, and the story has kind of happened over and over for me. I think what I've learned as I've gotten older is that, I know who I am, I know what I want to do, and I should just follow that course no matter what.
From your experience, tell us about what you know has to be done in order to get a record deal.
The industry has changed a lot from when I started to how it is now. Because of course, I was singing when the internet was out. But now since people realize their power in having the internet and having different means and mediums to actually do work on their own, what labels like now is because you have all this, they expect a lot more from you than what they would have years ago. They kind of expect you to already have music out. They expect you to have a strong following because, I mean, they kind of want you to do the footwork because they're not making as much on the back end like they used to. So if they know that you are already selling units on your own, you're already doing numbers and shows on your own, you're already traveling on your own, it's beneficial to them to snag you and kind of say, okay, you're here, but we can take you there without having to put so much money into it because you've already kind of done the groundwork.
So you wanted to get your start here in Atlanta, and Atlanta is such a competitive place in all facets. So tell us a little bit about what you do to stand out.
You know, I feel like, you know, your competition is a person that you look at when you look in the mirror. I know that sounds really cliche and like, oh, whatever, but it's true because you can be your biggest downfall and you can be your greatest asset. And it all depends on how confident you are in yourself because what you provide, nobody else in the world can. Like, there are plenty of people who can sing. There are plenty of pretty girls out there. So it's not about that. It's about who you are and what makes you are, your drive, your ambition, your, you know, it's why people love Beyonce because she works hard. And I feel like hard work beats talent every day.
Okay. You've been singing for a couple of years now, getting your name out there. So what type of connections have you made and how important is it to make connections?
I've made connections all over the place. I often lose count and I should really be better at this. But not only have I made connections, I've tried, especially in more recent years, to actually create and cultivate relationships with these people. Because, I mean, it's one thing to say that so-and-so knows me, but it's another thing for them to really know you and really feel like this emotional connection with you because you actually put in time with getting to know this person. Because you got to think about it. You meet L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid probably knows millions of people. But it's true, few people that probably reach out to him and really care about him. He knows most people that are reaching out to him only want to use him for what he can do for them.
Right.
So it's important to let people know that not only do I want to build, you know, business-wise, I want to get to know you as a person. Because, I mean, that's very important to me. I don't work with just anybody, and it has a lot to do with how I feel about them as a person, how they are spiritually. Because, I mean, I feel like music is a very intimate part of yourself when you're creating. So you want to create with people who you know, mesh well with.
Right. I can see that. So speaking of meshing well with, if you could collaborate with any artist, who would you want to do a collaboration with?
I'm an avid fan of singers who really sing. So I would love to do a song with Jasmine Sullivan. Hopefully I can keep up. But I think that would be beautiful, be it writing together or singing together. I love her. I would love to do a song with Drake, not because I like him in that way, but I feel like, you know, he seems like a fun person to work with. He makes good music. J. Cole, I would like to do a collaborations with him. A lot of people that I wish I could have done collaborations with aren't here anymore, unfortunately, you know.
So Jori, tell us a little bit about the steps that you took to get your music out there.
One of the first steps I ever took was starting a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And in turn, that put me like on a platform, like a national stage, and a lot of people reached out to me or had opportunities to work with Grammy-nominated producers and record a lot of amazing songs and meet a lot of amazing people. I guess the second thing would be I was able to do a lot of gigs. A lot of people reached out to me to do gigs and sing at different events. I've done Wednesday Wind Down. That brought me a lot of new fans doing stuff like that because, I mean, it's right in the heart of the city.
Right.
So a lot of people were able to meet me, and I met a lot of fans that way and supporters. And doing a lot of gigs at Apache Cafe when I was young. I remember I wasn't even old enough to get in. They only let me go in to sing, and I had to leave immediately. I was like 17, so.
And did you find a lot of those opportunities on your own?
It was kind of word of mouth. People knew that I was pursuing music, and they would reach out and let me know about things. So.
Okay. So also, by word of mouth is how a lot of people get their name out there.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's very important to support your friends and family who are pursuing things.
Right. No, I agree with that. So how important is it, though, to have representation or an agent working with you?
I would say an agent is important because an agent has connections that you might not necessarily know about.
Okay.
But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a necessity to be signed to have that type of representation anymore. Not in today's society where you have like the internet that can put you anywhere in the world at any time.
Right.
You can touch anybody in Asia, Africa. I've had people to watch my videos from around the world, and it's an amazing experience.
What advice do you have for those who are feeling discouraged about where they are in their music career right now?
I would say, enjoy the process. I've been told no way more times than I've been told yes. Be it in auditions when I tried out for American Idol the first, second, and third time. I've tried out for The Voice numerous times. I tried out for Kelly Rowland's Chasing Destiny. I didn't make it to the group, obviously. But I mean, it doesn't hurt me because I realize who I am and what I stand for, and I'm confident in my talent. So when people tell me no, I don't take it personally. You just have to get thick skin because you have to realize that, one, this is the music business, so it's not always about you. And just keep it positive, everybody's going to be told no. Like, I'm sure you get told no sometimes, everybody. So you just have to learn how to just realize that some things that are no for this time will open the door and be a catalyst for the next time.
Okay. So it's all in Summer 16. Can you give us a little snippet of what your favorite song is right now?
My favorite song that's out right now is Sandcastles off of Beyonce's latest album, Lemonade. And here it goes. We built sandcastles that washed away. I made you cry when I walked away. Oh, and although I promised that I couldn't stay, babe, but every promise don't work out that way. Oh, every promise don't work out that way.
You know when you watch somebody singing and you just wish you could sing, but if you tried, oh Lord. That was awesome. See, this is definitely one of Atlanta's newest faces. Y'all see this face? So again, thank you, Jori, for joining today's episode. Let the viewers know how they can find you and keep up with your music.
You can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of them. You can find me there.
Okay, what's your YouTube name for the viewers?
Miss Jori 411.
Okay, and your Instagram name?
Love Jori.
All right, so there you have it. So let's support our girl Jori on her journey. Thank you all for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.